Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Heather and I are back at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Sports Complex, and we are doing some soccer photography. I'm changing it up. I've got a full frame camera this time, the R6 with the super inexpensive 100 to 400. Heather's going to use her R7 and the 100 to 500, very expensive lens, and I also brought my R7 and the 70 to 200 2.8. They're starting a little bit early to try to avoid some rain. There's been rain all morning. Looks like we got nice to overcast skies, and we are going to get busy. All right, here we are looking at the pictures that I made with the Canon R6 and the RF 100 to 400. All of the settings will be up here: 1/2000 f8, 400 millimeters, ISO 1600. As a Chattanooga player is rushing down the field, here is a Chattanooga player throwing the ball in. On this particular match, we played against The Citadel, which is a college in the same conference as the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and I believe it is located in Charleston, South Carolina. Here is another photograph. I shot a lot at 400 millimeters, and there wasn't a whole lot of sun, as you can see, so there wasn't much heat distortion coming up off of the field. I love this shot, another 400 millimeter shot, and by that time I'd sped my speed up to 1/2000. You can see her eyes are nice and sharp. Got some trains in the background here, and number 13 has gotten her head on that one. Another 400 millimeter shot, another 400 millimeter shot as number 7 is driving down the field, and here is number 7 continuing on, I believe, that same drive, still 400 millimeters. 347 millimeters here of number 13 and number 14. Here's number 15 and number 4 at only 281 millimeters. Still f8 is wide open at 281. Here's another 281 millimeter shot, 1/1600 f8. 400 millimeters as number 4 is about to kick that thing. Here's a 200 millimeter shot, and now that slow lens is only at f7.1 as these two players are trying to get their head on this ball. Another 400 millimeter shot as number 6 has made contact with this one. And look at this crowd as number 13 is driving through all of these Citadel players in this 400 millimeter shot. A little bit later in that same drive, number 3 has finally gotten in front of her. Everybody else was beside and behind her. Here's a corner kick. Chattanooga's number 18 kicking the ball back into play. Only 100 millimeters here, and you can see I'm at 5.6. And I think this is the result of that corner kick. Looks like number 13's got her head on this one. I don't think it turned into a goal. Here's a 400 millimeter shot as number 13 is driving down the field, and it's number 13 again trying to take the ball away from number 14, I believe. This ended up being a goal, and this is a f7.1 shot at 225 millimeters. My focus is actually on this net of the goal, but I still shared this picture with you because you can see the ball is going into the goal there. And we are celebrating in this 300 millimeter shot. Here's one of the Citadel players as she's coming down the field. And I love this shot of number 3 as she's throwing the ball back into play. There's a flock of birds in the distance that's bokeh-fied here, but it almost looks like pellets coming off the ball, but those are birds way in the distance. Here number 3 has gotten her head on this one, only 118 millimeters here, and the lens is already down to 6.3. I think you're only at 5.6 if you're at 100. Here's a 100 millimeter shot at 5.6 of number 24 who's gotten her head on this one, and a 400 millimeter shot of number, I think, 17 kicking that one. Here's another 400 millimeter shot of number 18 as she's kicking the ball down the field with those historic bricks in the background. Citadel's number 3 has got her eye on this one, 400 millimeter shot, and there is Citadel's number 3 bringing the ball down the field at 200 millimeters f7.1. Chattanooga's 10 and Citadel's 28 are battling for the ball here. Here's a Citadel player and a Chattanooga player as they are fighting for the ball. Chattanooga's 25 is surrounded in this shot. The Citadel's 28 and Chattanooga's number 10 are battling. They had been battling all the way down the field, and you can see here bokeh-fied in the background, the coach is wanting a yellow card or some sort of a penalty to be called. And this is a continuation of that series, I believe, at this 165 millimeter shot. Here's Chattanooga's number 20 as she is carrying the ball down the field. Another shot of Chattanooga's number 10, only 135 millimeters, f6.3, as she has her eye on the ball driving down the field once again. And now she's made it all the way down to the corner, and she's about to blast it over towards the center where hopefully someone will score a goal. 104, you're still at 5.6. All right, here are Heather's photos, and she's using the APS-C Canon R7, and she has the premium lens, the Canon RF 100 to 500. It's a 4.5 to 7.1, where the 100 to 400 is a 5.6 to 8. So here's a 270 millimeter shot that she made, and this is at 5.6. And Heather shot at a little bit slower shutter speed than me because the R7 is not as good at high ISO as the R6 is, so here she is at ISO 400. Here's Chattanooga's keeper. Heather's got this 324 millimeter shot, and Heather shot from midfield the entire match. Here's a 200 millimeter shot she made at f5.6, and here is a sequence of shots that Heather got of Chattanooga's keeper. Not quite in focus here, but I asked her to share these because it's a really cool sequence. Not quite in focus. She's just starting to stop the ball, and she's got it. Now she's in focus, and she's got it. Oh, she's starting to kind of lose it, and also the focus is kind of gone for just a moment, and now the focus is coming back, but she's lost the ball, and she's caught it with her knee, and now the focus is kind of gone again, and now she's got it, and she's in focus. So the R7 and the keeper have got this shot stopped. 324 millimeters, f5.6, no goal for the Citadel. All right, here is a 300 millimeter shot of Chattanooga's number 18 driving the ball down the field at 1/1000th and f5.6. Here is a 238 millimeter shot of number 15 battling with number 14. Ooh, there's number 6. Can't see her number, but I'm pretty sure that's number 6, and she has gotten her head on that ball. 1/1000th has a little bit of motion blur in the ball. We shot mechanical shutter, both of us, so there's no rolling shutter distortion. Here's Chattanooga's number 13 battling with number 13 for the Citadel and another player. 100 millimeter shot, f5.6. Here is number 6 getting her head on this one, and that's a 128 millimeter shot. Number 15 driving the ball down the field, being chased by number 14 from the Citadel. Chattanooga's number 18 with the ball in a beautifully color picture, 167 millimeters. Chattanooga's number 13 battling as she always does in this 167 millimeter shot. There's Chattanooga's number 3 kicking the ball down the field, and lots of action at the goal as number 13 is kicking backwards to keep this one from going towards it. Here's Chattanooga's number 20 and the Citadel's number 13 as they're battling, and looks like Chattanooga's number 20 has come out on top of that battle in this 135 millimeter shot that Heather made. Here's number 20 once again with the ball, and this is an interesting shot because we've got Chattanooga's number 3 perfectly in focus, and we got some foreground bokeh here of one of the Citadel players. A lot of times the cameras will try to jump to the nearer player, but it looks like the R7 had number 3's eyes locked in pretty good and did not leave. That's good. 270 millimeters on this one. Here's Chattanooga's number 3 right in front of the Chattanooga bench, just about to lay into that ball, and Chattanooga's number 13 with the ball. Here's another one where we've got some leading lines going on here, and number 13 is in focus, and this player, I think number 6 in the foreground is out of focus, and this player in the background's out of focus. So that's a really cool shot right there at 254 millimeters. Here's a couple of players battling for the ball at 238 millimeters. Chattanooga's number 3 is making her way down the field with number 21 from the Citadel in chase. Love this shot. It looks like number 4 is looking right at Heather when she's kicking this ball across the field, and now she's going to kick this ball down the field, and there is another good shot of number 4's eyes in this one. Oh, it's halftime, and Heather got a picture of this little baby that was playing on the field. Well, I haven't used anything so far but the 100 to 400 on the R6, and I'm a little unhappy because I've misplaced my lens cap, but otherwise it's been pretty good, and it's just about time. Heather's shot right here at midfield the whole match. I shot at that corner and that corner, and now it's just about time to switch to shooting down there, and all the clouds went away, and the light's going in the wrong direction, so I'm hoping the clouds will come back before 6 minutes and 42 seconds go by. Now we're in the second half, and I'm shooting from the other side of the field, so the light, which is getting less cloudy, is coming from the wrong direction. Here's number 3, who's gotten her head on this one, or is about to get her head on it. Number 10 and number 28 battling once again, just now going the other direction in this 141 millimeter shot. Here's number 10 throwing the ball back in, and I like shooting from this side of the field because the spectators are in the background. I think way back there, that may be Heather. Here's number 15 and 24 both really looking right at that ball. Number 3 is throwing the ball back into play in this 400 millimeter shot. Here's number 10 and number 28 battling yet again in this 236 millimeter shot, and it looks like number 17 is having her jersey grabbed. I think Heather shared a photograph that's a little bit later in this series where number 17's on the ground. Here's a really close shot, 100 millimeters, as these players were running right past me. And here's Chattanooga's keeper kicking the ball back into play. I like the power C in the background. Another shot of Chattanooga's keeper. She's catching one, saving it from going into the goal. Here's Chattanooga's number 23 and the Citadel's number 2 as they're chasing the ball down the field. Starting to see a little bit of fall color in the background. This was September 25th when this match took place, which I believe was the third day of autumn. Another angle with some of the fall color beginning to show up in the background as number 13 is going down the field with the ball. And there is number 3 kicking the ball across the field. Number 7 and number 3 for the Citadel going down the field with the ball. And look, the sun has suddenly come out as number 7 has the ball there. Another 100 millimeter shot at f5.6. Only 160 ISO at 1/2000th. Could have sped the shutter speed up a little bit during this part of the day. And now the match is over and the team is coming across to greet the fans. And now here's Heather's photographs from the second half. You can see much more light, but it was, it got bright and cloudy off and on in the second half. 100 millimeter shot here. And here is a 270 millimeter shot with the 100 to 500 and the R7. Here's Chattanooga's number 17 battling with the Citadel's number 7 for the ball. Chattanooga's number 15 chasing the ball down the field with a couple of Citadel players in chase. Here's Chattanooga's number 7 catching the ball with her foot, and Chattanooga's number 18 kicking the ball down the field. Lots of nice color in this shot. Chattanooga's number 13 battling for the ball as she always does, and Chattanooga's number 20 with the ball. Now this was, I showed the shot where the player had Chattanooga's number 17 by the jersey. This is the aftermath of that. They both ended up on the turf. Here's Chattanooga's number 18 about to kick this ball, and Chattanooga's number 10 about to kick this ball. Here's some more battling going on there on the field. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but it looks like Chattanooga's number 3 has won the battle, whatever it was. I like this with the Chattanooga Power C in the background as these two players are chasing the ball down the field. And here is Chattanooga's number 7. You can see the mountains in the background and some trains. Just a pretty cool location Chattanooga is. And this is Heather's last shot from the second half. All right, that's going to do it for us here today at the UTC Sports Complex, where today Heather shot with the R7 and the Super Premium 100 to 500, and I shot with the R6 and the Super Budget 100 to 400. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And please, if you want to see some more, subscribe and hit the bell. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.